edition of Solar Car Work. Today we are going to learn how to install the bearings. My name is Serge and I will be assisting you today. Now there is a lot to know about doing the bearings on your car. Number one, it is very important that they go on straight. If they do not go on straight, your car will either have lots and lots of friction or it will not go straight. It will turn. Turning is bad. It makes your car run into the side rails and then you do go very slow. You do not like this. So, we must use something called a T-square. And the T-square is very helpful at making a very straight angle, very straight 90-degree angle. And so this makes it so that your car goes very straight and the bearings are not crooked or tilted or something like that that can cause big problems. So, how do we do it? This is the question. You will put the T-square on the chassis. You need a chassis, of course, and you will put it on here and you will figure out where you want your axles to be. Your axles will spin inside of your bearings, and so you must make sure that you have it in the right spot. So let's say this is where I want it, yes? So I put my bearing there and I put my bearing here. And I say, voila, so good. Ah, no, not so fast. If you try to put hot glue here, you can have it knock off and it just makes big mess. So, instead, put the bearings on the axle. Oh, look at this, huh? It is much easier to hold when you do it this way. So therefore, you can put it on your T-square like this. And you have now something to hold on to, and you keep your bearings there and your fingers away from the hot glue. Because guess what? Hot glue, it is very, very hot. It will burn your finger. Keep away from it. Now, there is a problem here with the bearings. You notice the bearings are not sticking out over the edge on this side. This side, yes, it has it. And it is about 1/8 of an inch over the edge, 3 millimeters if you are European, and more important than the Americans who refuse to use the metric system. It's horrible. But you must make sure both bearings are sticking out a few millimeters, at least 2 to 3, perhaps even as much as 4. So make sure they are sticking out a little bit beyond the edge of the chassis. Now, also very important when you are using this T-square is great if you keep this edge tight against the chassis. Notice, if we look at the back side, that my T-square is not tight against the chassis. This will make my car turn. This is not good. You must make sure it is straight in there so there is no gap. No gap along the entire length of the T-square. If it is a little bit out this way, at the bottom here, your car will turn that way. If it is a little out this way, your car will turn that way. This is not good. You want it tight against, very tight. So, I make sure that I push this in, hold my finger there, make sure that my bearings are sticking out beyond the edge, and then I can do my gluing. So if you do not have a partner, this is more difficult. If you do have a partner, one person holds like this, make sure that you're tight against the inside, the other and holds the axle so that the bearings are against the edge here. But if you're by yourself, it is more difficult. You can put it on the table, press it against the side here, and hold it like this. Put some hot glue in this location there, some more over here. Do not get any hot glue insides of these holes. If you do that, it is lots of friction. It is no good. Start over, new bearings. It is horrible. Now, I put the glue on, but the glue is not dry yet. It has cooled down and hardened, so it takes time, at least 30 to 60 seconds. 30 seconds at the very minimum. You must hold this like this. At least 30, 60, better. Look at the clock. It seems like forever. Then you must roll your finger back on the axle, because if you do not do that, you can do this and you can get it to catch and pull away a little bit from your T-square, and that is bad. You want to make sure it is tight up against it. I'm gonna push this in a little bit more to make sure the glue is nice in there, and hold and hold and hold. Now that you have let it go for that long, you carefully remove your finger by rolling it on the axle, and then you slide back the T-square, leaving it all on the table. Carefully remove it and let it sit there for a long time. So be patient, be patient. If you are impatient, then you may add a little bit of glue on this side without pushing on the bearing. A little bit more on this side. But do not push on the bearing. Okay, this is how you attach your bearings to your chassis. Hopefully you have learned lots of things today, and if you have any questions, just ask your teacher. They will help you, yes. Au revoir and good luck.